Starting off day 107, third time's a charm with Corinne. Many thanks to picking me up for the third time.
Pleasure.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be the last time, at least on this adventure. But appreciate the hospitality and hanging out and allow me to get a shower. So too bad Dennis isn't here. He's off riding his motorcycle. But I got to get to hiking. That's my job.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank
All right,
you.
Corinne.
Love you.
You too. How to get across this road. On the trail, mile 1415.5, and looks like they got a little bit of rain here where I stayed last night with Corinne. No rain, but gonna be a warm one today. Mile 1416. To the right is a pavilion shower water porta-johns. From the comments and far out, seems like it's a pretty decent place to stay. But it can't beat Shay, Corinne, and Dennis. Mile 1417. Mile 1418. First view of the morning. Looking east. White Blaze. Staying on the trail. So far, conditions pretty decent. Not too rocky, not too steep. Temperatures are okay, but it's only 10 after 8. Just came out of the woods at Old Albany Post Road and filled up the water bottles. Thank you, Mary Oliver. Mile 1419. And that water hit the spot. Glad to get a refill. Mile 1420 and just circled around the peak of Canopus Hill. Crossed the road and noticed some stacked boulders, not just rocks, and saw this plaque. Inoculation station. When a smallpox epidemic threatened the Army in the winter of 1776, General Washington ordered that all his troops be inoculated. This foundation is part of a colonial barn that served as the inoculation station for the Continental Army. Across the trail sits the remnants of the farmhouse built at the same time. Interesting. What's old is new. This is really cool. There are just stone walls all over this place. Lots of history here. Not sure what happened other than the immunization station, but cool that there's a little bit of history. In my understanding of how the AT was designed and laid out, you know, it was Benton McKay's vision, but Myron Avery was the one that built it. And he built it wherever he could, without any regard for additional side features, historical elements. He just wanted to get the trail built, and that's what he did. But he died early, and Benton McKay lived on to his 90s, so he was able to kind of advocate for the trail. But Myron Avery, he just got it done. There's just a ton of rock walls around here. And here looks like a entry control point. I guess this is where the gate guard stood his watch. Mile 1421. Crossing South Highland Road, and I'll point something out to you. You see this white area here, that's the longitudinal joint. And when you have that white shadow, if you will, that means they got good density. What's happening is the aggregate is actually fracturing. So if you see that on the road, that means somebody's paying attention. 10 o'clock in the morning, 6.1. I got 6.3 to go. Mile 1422. Mile 1423. Mile 1424. and it's getting warmer and warmer. Crossed over Dennytown Road over there, that sign, little kiosk warning about Lyme disease, and this pump house. And look what they got right there, a nice water spigot, cold, refreshing water, and a dumpster to get rid of your trash. Very nice. This guy from New Hampshire, he's got a cool license plate. Civil engineer. Nice little break. Rested under the shade of trees. There's a white blaze. So it was cool to see that license plate, civil engineer. And you probably realized by now I got lots of stories, so here's another one. Where does the name civil engineer come from? And this may not be 100% accurate, but it sounds pretty good, so I'll tell it anyway. So in the early 1800s, all the engineers went to the United States Military Academy, and that was the school that I was referring to, was the VMI of the North. General Pershing paid a compliment to VMI when he said he went to the VMI of the North. And also Dabney Coleman on The Late Show with David Letterman said that West Point was the VMI of the North. But enough of that. So all the engineers were from the military academy, and they were military engineers. Well, I think Rensselaer Polytech, also in New York, RPI, established an engineering program, and they called it civilian engineering because they were civilians, and they truncated it to civil. So that's the story, right or wrong, but it sounds good, about where the name civil engineer came from. Mile 1425, mile 1426. Mile 1427. 1 mile to go. I'm gonna take it super slow. You saw that I was doing the rest step. Hadn't done that in a while, but it's pretty warm. I'm not in a hurry. Got plenty of time. Don't wanna hit tracer burnout. The current temperature is 89. Heat index is 94, and it just keeps going up. So super slow. Drink and eat. Moving again. Took about a 20-minute break. Ate some salty food. Drank about a half a liter. Took my shirt off. Cooled off a little bit, or cooled down, or not as hot. Yeah, cool shouldn't be in that vernacular. And going slow. Got no hurry. It's quite warm. Don't need to redline anything. I'm on what appears to be an old mining road. And look at this rock roadway that was constructed. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. I mean, that is a ton of work. Could have just filled it in with dirt, but, and it's got to be at least, I know you can't see that, but 15 feet. And super narrow, so might have just been horse-drawn carriages. A lot of manual labor. Coming up on the phone booth. If you know, you know. Telephone of the wind. Though I've lost you, I can hear your voice. In the silent echoes of your absence, you speak to me through rustling leaves, whistling wind, and bowing branches. Though I've lost you, I feel you here in the shrine of trees and nature's sanctuary. Mile 1428. Route 301, and another PSA about ticks. Shower soon after being outdoors. That's a good idea. I think I've mentioned that more than a few times. Finishing up the hiking day, started at 6:45, finished at 1:45, 12 and a half miles. Super warm. And going through that section was pretty buggy, but since I got my clothes treated with promethium, thanks to Colonel P, I've put my hood up, and all the flying nasty bugs don't bother me. Time to wait. We're in Cold Spring on the other side from the VMI of the North, as General Pershing would say. I'm at the Cold Spring train station, going to the city, New York City, the Big Apple. Just had a waffle cone with blueberry ice cream with Peter. Picked me off the trail, went and looked at the Hudson, and dropped me off at the train station. It's gonna be a great day. I like the name of the car, it's Ichabod Train, Beacon Falls. That's the Tappan Zee Bridge. All right, getting off at Harlem. Thanks for the ride. Going through Marcus Greenway Park in Harlem. All right, dinner, calzone. Finishing up day 107 here at Wesley's Place in Harlem. Had to get out of the heat. Great day, but even though I only did 12 miles, those were some sweaty 12 miles, and thanks to Peter for picking me up and taking me to the train station, and taking a 0 tomorrow, but still going to do a little bit of walking. Mile marker signing out.